You never seen a white person before. Jaws all on the floor like Pam, like Tommy just burst in the door and started whooping her ass worse than before. They first were divorced, sewing her over furniture. It's the return of the... Oh, wait, no, wait, you're kidding. He didn't just say what I think he did he? And Dr. Dre said... Nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dead. He's locked in my basement. Feminist women love Eminem. Chicka, Slim Shady. I'm sick of him. Look at him walking around, grabbing his you-know-what, flipping the you-know-who. Yeah, but he's so cute, though. Yeah, I probably got a couple of screws up in my head loose, but no worse than what's going on in your parents' bedrooms. Sometimes I want to get on TV and just let loose, but can't. But it's cool for Tom Green to hump a dead moose. My bum is on your lips. My bum is on your lips. And if I'm lucky, you might just give it a little kiss. And that's the message that we deliver to little kids and expect them not to know what a woman's is. Of course they're gonna know what intercourse is. By the time they hit 4th grade, they got the Discovery Channel, don't they? We ain't nothing but mammals. Well, some of us cannibals who keep other people open like cantaloupes. But if we can hump dead animals and antelopes, then there's no reason that a man and another man can't elope. But if you feel like I feel, I got the antidote. Women wave your pantyhose, sing the chorus and it goes. I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps to sell records. Well I do, so him and you too. You think I give a damn about a Grammy? Half of you critics can't even stomach me, let alone stand me. But Slim, what if you win? Wouldn't it be weird? Why? You guys can just lie to get me here, so you can sit me here next to Britney Spears. Christina Aguilera better switch me chairs so I can sit next to Carson Daly and Fred Durst and hear them argue over who she gave to first. Little put me on blast on MTV. Yeah, he's cute, but I think he's married to Kim. I said download her audio on MP3 and show the whole world how you gave him an M. I'm sick of you little girl and boy groups, all you do is annoy me. So I have been sitting here to destroy you. And there's a million of us just like me, who cuss like me, who just don't give a f like me, who dress like me, walk, talk, and act like me, and just might be the next best thing, but not quite me. I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. I'm like a head trip to listen to, cause I'm only giving you things you joke about with your friends inside your living room. The only difference is I got the balls to say it in front of y'all, and I don't gotta be false or sugarcoated at all. I just get on the mic and spit it, and whether you like to admit it, I just better than 90% of you rappers out, kid. Then you wonder how can kids eat up these albums like it's funny, cause at the rate I'm going when I'm 30, I'll be the only person in a nursing home flirting. Pinching nurses' asses when I'm for jerkins and I'm jerking, but this whole bag of Viagra isn't working. And every single person is a Slim Shady lurking. He could be working at Burger King, spitting on your onion rings, or in the parking lot circling, screaming I don't give a with his windows down and the system up. So will the real Shady please stand up and put one of those fingers on each hand up and be proud to be out of your mind and out of control. And one more time, loud as you can. How does it go? I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Cause I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Guess there's a Slim Shady in all of us. Let's all stand up.
Now, I will be super impressed if anyone knows who this next band is. And if you don't, you need to check them out. should know this.
I ain't that cool, a little fucked in the head. They'll be hanging me quick when I'm back from the dead. Get the rope, get the rope, get the rope, get the rope. I'm a punk rock kid, I came from hell with the curse. She tried to pray it away, so I fucked her in church. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, yeah, don't you know? They say you're not safe here if I stay with a knife that's sharp. No way, no, I leave them broken hearted. Oh no, look at the mess we started. Oh no, I leave the broken hearts this way. What you say? Wanna play? Yeah, don't be fooled, I'm only letting you down. They pursued me on foot, but I hid in the crowd like a ghost, like a ghost, like a ghost, like a ghost. The seats of my car filled with cigarette burns. I got a fire in my eye, a little blood on my shirt. Let's hit the road, hit the road, hit the road, hit the road. I know there's a special place in hell that my friends and I know well. There's a perfect place to go when it's time to lose control. No, I leave them broken hearted. Oh no, look at the mess we started. Oh no, I leave the broken hearts this way. What you say? Wanna play? No, I leave the
won't seduce me. Just saying that's okay. Hey baby, do as you please. I have the stuff that you want. I am the thing that you need. She looked me deep in the eyes. She touching me so to start. She says there's no turning back. She got me yelling. Dirty Diana, no. Dirty Diana, no. Dirty Diana, no. Dirty Diana, let me be.
Welcome to Atlanta, hammers and bows, back to the mackin' and the clothes, adolescents packing a knock on the door. Who is it? I would happen to know, the one with the flow. Who did it? It was me, I suppose. JD in the rolls and Luda's in the cut supreme, skating down old Nat, tucked and lean. His spleen, as a matter of fact, I team, no blood on the sneaks, gotta keep it so my kicks is clean. I get the cream, cops see me flick my beams. I'm allergic to doc prescribed antihistamines. Oink, oink, pig, pig, do away with the pork. Only silverware needs a steak knife and a fork. Did you forget your manners? I'm Bruce with banners. Ludacris, Johnny Rockets when I the cannon. The woolly mammoth, saber tooth, bite your tongue. I won't stop until I'm rich as them whites will come. I pull up in a black Lotus, your plaques are bogus. So I stripped them off the wall, waiting for my cue to corner pocket 8 balls. You racking them up, I'm big paper like pancakes, stacking them up. In fact, I'm slapping them up. Cadillac is a truck, I can't lose with 22s. That's what's up. Running in the back, the better than the aqueduct. Chilling in the wood.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like every day. Big beats hit streets, see gangsters roaming, and parties don't stop till 8 in the morning.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like every day. Big beats hit streets, see gangsters roaming, and parties don't stop till 8 in the morning.
Now the party don't start till I walk in, and I usually don't leave until the thing ends. But in the meantime, in between time, you work your thing, I work mine. I've been putting it down here since 83, since the Lake Show MD rivalry, when Frozen Paradise was the place to be. If you was riding, you was bumping the homie Shy D. I'm the MVP, most ballin' player. Make my own rules, call me the mayor. Monday night, Gentleman's Club. Tuesday night, I'm up in the Velvet Room getting up. Wednesday, I'm at Strokers on lean. Thursday, jump clean, then I fall up in cream. Friday, Shark Bar Kaya with Frank Ski. Right on the flow is where you can find me. Saturday is off the Heezy for Sheezy. You can find me up in one Tweezy. Sunday is when I get my sleep in, cause on Monday we be at it again. Holla. Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like every day. Big beats hit streets, see gangsters roaming, and parties don't stop till 8 in the morning.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like every day. Big beats hit streets, see gangsters roaming, and parties don't stop till 8 in the morning.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like every day. Big beats hit streets, see gangsters roaming, and parties don't stop till 8 in the morning.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like every day. Big beats hit streets, see gangsters roaming, and parties don't stop till 8 in the morning.
Sí, sorry, I think.
Oh, hold on. I got a messed up screen here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Everyone, welcome to the Georgia Tech Live Show. For whatever reason, my mic's been a little not super loud, so I don't know how it sounds to y'all. Like, ever since I reinstalled like OBS and some stuff, it hadn't been the same. How did I get this notification? Well, BB, I guess you like pulled the biggest no-brainer of all time and set all notifications to WreckTalk's channel. I appreciate it. But yeah, guys, if you didn't see my post, I did hit 1,000 subs, I think Friday, which I am super grateful for. I have started the process of getting monetized, so now the channel is being reviewed. I'm pretty stoked about that. Now, Sea-Dog is going to be on in a little bit. I know he's got some stuff going right now. By the way, happy Mother's Day to any mothers out there. So, I also promised I would, and I will. I found the video. I've got it loaded up in Adobe Premiere right now, of me officiating, guest refereeing a midget wrestling contest. And I think I did a really good job. I hit the mat 3 times really hard, and everyone was happy. I took my shirt off. I threw it at a lady in the front row, too, and her husband was none too pleased with it. So I'll do like a 1K subs video and have that on it. So that'll be good. While I'm waiting on Sea-Dog, I put a little video together here. All right, I want to thank the University of Colorado for giving me this opportunity. Even though it was the biggest no-brainer of all time, you bunch of dummies. I don't know what took y'all so long. I am God's gift to mankind, but I guess I do appreciate the opportunity. So let's talk about what I'm doing here. The reason why I'm here, Dion Sanders. Don't ever call me that, by the way, Primetime. Call me Primetime, even though that's not my real name, and it's kind of silly for a coach to be called a nickname. I'm here because a few days ago, God himself came down from heaven. He sat right next to me. I was like, oh my, that's God. That's God right there. He said, yes. And I was like, what is it? Do you want me to help solve world hunger or all like cancer or all these horrible things going on in the world? And God was like, no, Dion, I have something far more important. A mission only something you can do that's way more important than all the horrible things going on in the world that I should be concerning myself with. I said, what, God? He said, you need to take the head coaching job at the University of Colorado. Well, that was unfortunate. I'm driving around now, getting some errands done after seeing my boys take it right up the rear. A lot of things to be excited about. I don't know where this will go as far as the channel's concerned. WreckTalk, I don't know if more than 5 people will ever watch this, but I plan to put 2 videos out a week. We'll do a pregame, we'll do a postgame, and then we'll address as this thing evolves. So yeah, thanks guys for 1,000 subs. That Dion video is probably either that or the one I did on Jeff Collins are probably my favorite videos that I've done. I just there wasn't a lot of exposure for him, but yeah, I like went on. I kept saying, I'm coming, you're leaving. I got transfer slips right here. Go ahead and transfer out, which I think like 81 kids have transferred out of Colorado. I imagine he's going to have trouble fielding like a competent team. Like, has that ever happened before? Like, you have 85 players on scholarship, right? And I think he's had like 81. His son didn't leave Nerd Stop. There ain't no way. What's his name? Shia LaBeouf. What's his son's name? I forget. But yeah. So, what do we got going on in the tech world? You heard that hold on. That his son left, there ain't no way. Hold on. Let me flip the screen here. Dion Sanders' son leaves. Yeah, I don't see anything. I see that he announced that he's transferring to Colorado, which the hilarious thing to me was he named his son the starting quarterback at Colorado before he hit the portal. I'm fairly certain of, which seems problematic, maybe breaks a few rules. But anyways, what's the over-under on Colorado's wins? Is it less than Tech's? If you didn't see Tech, Vegas set Tech's over-under total at 4.5, and like DraftKings had him at 4. It'll be interesting to see how Dion handles not being more talented than everyone in the team he's coaching and losing. We'll see how that happens. I also thought it was hilarious that he bitched about only one kid from an HBCU getting drafted this year. And he left the HBCU he was at and took every player that would be drafted with him to Colorado. So, I mean, I don't really get that. It seems like he wants his cake and eat it too. Other news, Stetson Bennett, and I can't wait for C-Dog to get on, has been in college 7 years. Not all of them were at Georgia. He left and went. I think he started at a JUCO college, went to Georgia, went back to a JUCO college, went back to Georgia. I think he was like touring every school in a 500-mile radius. And so that's 14 semesters. 14 semesters. Now, the minimum to qualify as a full-time student is 12 credit hours, I believe. Now, I don't know what the rules are, but I would think if you're not a full-time student, you can't play football, right? That's like 160-something credit hours that he should have, and he has no degree. I mean, so what was he doing the whole time he was in school? Was he just taking all 1,000 level, just random 1,000 level classes? Like, he's got to have at least like 160 something credit hours. That boggles my mind. Are you stupid or something, boy? Are you stupid? It seems like he might be. I don't know. In tech news, so I saw, I think someone in the well, first of all, we need to do roll call. I'm gonna go up here, do some roll call. Tiger Cat in the house. Welcome, Tiger Cat, friend of the channel. True Seminole, welcome. True Seminole, are you the one who said you just got engaged and you didn't ask me beforehand for advice? That's unfortunate. Mike Doug, friend of the channel, welcome. Let's see here. CJ, met you at the tailgate, sir. Welcome. CJ, good people. Nerd Stop, long viewer. Just had a friend graduate valedictorian. Was it a friend or your brother? I forget. Let's see. What'd you say? Your brother. Your brother graduated valedictorian. Congratulations, sir. Mojo Productions. My man. Welcome. Kevin McCall. So curious what happened. That's what I was thinking of. I'm sorry, guys. I've been under the weather for like 2 months now. Like, I cannot kick this cough. But Kevin McCall says, so curious what happened with Williams and Watson to decommit at almost the same time. Well, we're going to talk about it, sir. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Joe the Pilot, Boyd and Janae could be an issue. I think Janae Abdul from Duquesne is the highest rated transfer we have. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. C-Dog says he'll be here soon. Daddy of 3 says, WreckTalk, baby. WreckTalk, baby. I mean, I can't disagree with that. B-Bean, the internet's encyclopedia is here. Welcome, B Bean. Let's see if I missed anyone. I'm scrolling through the comments. Traveling Fools says, yo, 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 yo. What's up, Traveling Fools? I love Traveling Fools. We got big stuff coming up as well. There's bad blood between me and Traveling. Oh, it's a brewing. Elliot Walker just has a kind of a scary-looking smiley face. John Collins, let me get a shout-out. Well, there you go, sir. You get one. B-Bean, can you answer CJ's question before he assaults you physically? But yeah, so Watson, was it Duke Watson, who's a 4-star running back, and Jakari Williams, who's a 4-star quarterback out of Macon. I'm not sure where Duke Watson is out of. Let's see. Duke Watson. Where is he from? Mary Pearson's? Is he a Florida man? No, Forsyth, Georgia. So another Georgia kid. I did a video talking about the Jakari Williams situation. I honestly think he's overrated, and I know that's going to come off as just sour grapes from me because he decommitted. I know in Bryce's Discord he said he saw him play twice, and he just wasn't like. He's like, I mean, basically he's a talented kid, but I don't see a 4-star billing out of the kid, and I think that Winky and like Buster just kind of felt. Honestly, it could be a situation that we rescinded his scholarship, and it's interesting to me that in his Twitter post and in Duke Watson's Twitter post, and I guess they all do this, but at the last sentence of them announcing their decommitment, it says, "Please respect my decision." In all caps. First of all, don't tell me what to do. If I don't want to respect your decision, I won't respect it. But I will. I'll respect your decision. But I think it's likely we rescinded Jakari Williams' scholarship because the same day, basically, or it might have been the day after, that he decommitted, we picked up Aaron Philo. Now, Aaron Philo is a kid that was the backup for Brock Vandegrift, who's at Georgia now. And if he has another season like he did last year, he'll break Trevor Lawrence's record for, I think, total passing yards as a quarterback. I don't know why I said as a quarterback, like there'd be any other position that would compete for that. But he'll break Trevor Lawrence's record. And evidently he showed out. Excuse me. He showed out. Let me try that again. He showed out at the Elite 11 showcase. Now, he's billed as a 3-star. And he plays at Prince Avenue, which is kind of I don't think you can compare Prince Avenue to the school that Jakari was playing at. But I think we're going to be better off trading Jakari for Aaron Philo. Now, Duke Watson decommitted, I believe, a week after he visited Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss is really just a pain in the ass for us. Was it Jared Ivey went over there? We had another transfer go over there. I think Duke Watson went to Ole Miss, and they flashed some money. They told him what kind of NIL deal they could get him, and I feel like that's probably what led to his decommit. And speaking of Ole Miss, God, I hope we beat the brakes off them. What is it? Akilo Stone has announced his transfer destination to Ole Miss. And it's just weird to me, okay, that it wasn't like he was showing out last year or anything. He started showing out this year in spring. practice, and all of a sudden, like he would have been a starter playing like every down guy if he wanted to be, and then he's going to Ole Miss. Now, with all the people that we've had transfer to Ole Miss, you're never going to convince me that one of those kids didn't call him, tell him if he hit the portal and transferred to Ole Miss, the kind of NIL deal they'd have for him. That's what I think happened with Stone. And I don't know a way that you could ever get around that, you know? Like, now there's a risk with that when you're kind of communicating via proxy. You can get screwed in that. Maybe they're selling you a bill of goods, but that's definitely what I think happened. Mr. Singh here says, I think we have a good shot of at least of staying competitive with Ole Miss. Not sure of the win, but at least some kind of strong effort. Well, if we do better than getting beat 42-0, it'll be an improvement. Now, I'll tell you what else I think could be going on. I think Jeff Collins left us in such a dumpster fire and like stopped answering his phone and just being a general turd right before he got fired. I think there could be kids saying like, look, you don't want to play at Georgia Tech. I mean, look how they treated kids or something. That could be another reason Duke Watson decommitted. I'm not sure. The Akelo Stone situation is super weird. Yeah, there have been a few. Like, I do think that tampering is a huge problem in college football right now. Like, we've already seen coaches kind of on the periphery accuse other coaches of this happening, though they won't name, like the whole Drake May situation where, you know, what's North Carolina's coach's name? He's like old enough to be Betty White's dad. Mac Brown. Said that someone had offered Drake May $5 million or something. Like, I do think it's a problem. True Seminole says, how are we so certain Brent Key is any better? Well, because he won more games as the interim than Jeff Collins ever did as head coach in a short season. That would be one thing. He also went on the road in game one and beat a ranked Pitt, who ended up winning 9 games that year, came back home, beat Duke, who ended up winning 9 games, went on the road, beat Virginia Tech, went on the road and beat North Carolina, who won the division. That would be how I would know that he's probably better than Jeff Collins, to answer your question. B-Bean says Betty White is dead. That is true. Yeah. Just because your mom dies doesn't mean you cease to exist, though. The joke being that Mac Brown is really, really old. Oh, my goodness. Just in time, my boy Sea-Dog in the house. How you doing, sir?
Hey!
What's going on, Sea-Dog?
What's going on, dude? Sorry I was late.
No worries.
I have my mom over here, and of course, being Mother's Day, I had to attend to her, and so she stayed a little later. But we were visiting because I have some cats right now at my house that she was checking. And we had some kittens turn up, and I wound up fostering them. So she was checking the kittens out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I was to start the show giving Stetson grief. I did some math.
Yep.
And he's been in college 7 years, right?
Yep.
That's 14 semesters. That's 160 something credit hours.
Yeah.
How do you not have a degree?
Sounds to me like he's some kind of dumbass. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bear with me here. I'm trying to get my light set up.
No, it's good.
It got unplugged somehow.
Yeah, HBP says he worked full time and graduated in 4 years with a 3.5 GPA. Well, sir, you're infinitely smarter than Stetson Bennett. I imagine you also don't get drunk and knock on strangers' doors for no reason when you're supposed to be working out for the NFL draft. I mean, I'm gonna have to get some. I would say some water, but I'm not getting water. I'm gonna have to get Diet Coke.
Sorry, somebody has tampered with the official Sea Dog setup.
I bet it was Ole Miss. There's some tampering sons of
Not
guns.
to my knowledge, and now I'm caught with my pants down here on stream.
You don't have pants on?
There we go. Is that much better?
That's good.
Now you can see my my mug a little better. Okay, Stetson slander. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here all for it. So,
Tell 'em
you know, what I'm really concerned about. Oh, damn, you good, dog?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm really concerned about here how this is going to affect his ability to move up. Upward movement within the Raising Cane's franchise. I'm not sure if this is going to hold him back from some type of managerial position. They probably have some kind of requirements for Raising Cane's to where you can to move up, regional manager, possibly a franchisee. That's the kind of thing you probably need a degree for. I don't see him getting past fry cook at this point.
Yeah, I mean, to be a franchisee, you probably need a degree, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm concerned about Stetson. This man needs maybe they can give him one of those honorary degrees.
Yeah.
You ever heard of this? You heard of this?
Yeah,
Honorary
like when
degrees?
you're famous and they're like, hey, just take this piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they could do that for him. I don't know. I've got a couple of videos. I need to make a video about that. I need to make a video about Ole Miss, and I need to make a video about some other third thing that I forgot. But it has been crazy for the Sea Dog lately. So,
what do you think that he's been doing for 7 years as far as classes?
Man, probably the same thing that every other Georgia player is doing, just getting pushed through, getting easy classes, having tutors take tests for them, not really doing anything, not being a student athlete whatsoever, probably just, focus on football and nothing else, not even having to worry about classroom. That's the kind of thing, the show that they run down there at Georgia.
You know what program they're enrolling all their athletes in now at Georgia?
What's that?
Criminal justice.
Is that right?
They're going to need it, yeah.
Yeah. That is so funny, dude.
They just had a kid get arrested for DUI in Oconee County, and I think he had possession charge with it. So,
no kidding.
Yeah. It's like every month now that there's some Georgia player getting arrested.
Yeah, Nerdsoft brings up something. I've been fighting off the Georgia fans all day. I tweeted something that has gone somewhat viral. It's got 24,000 impressions on Twitter.
Dang, dude.
Which is wild. 73 comments. Like, that's a lot for me, at least, on Twitter. But I tweeted out today or yesterday. I tweeted out like late last night. I don't know if any of you subscribe to the Everything Georgia Twitter page. I do because I live there. And they tweeted something says Kirby Smart on Georgia going through for a three-peat. We'll do it the same way we did the other two. And I said, barely squeak by shitty teams on their pussy soft schedule. And when they get to the playoffs, there's not any good competition because the teams that have been at the top of college football for the past 10 years are inexplicably not good anymore.
Yeah.
i.e., Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma. I mean, Ohio State missed the playoffs the first year. But, I mean, come on. You got freaking TCU and Cincinnati and freaking Michigan in the playoffs. Like, come on, man.
Oh, I'll tell you
I mean-
this. I saw to the point of your post. I forget the channel. It's like the Dog Post or something. And he was saying they need to move the Georgia Tech game so that they can have a bye before the SEC title.
Yeah.
It's like we all just have to bow down to the whim of Georgia.
Right.
What makes you think you're going to be in the SEC title?
Yeah. Yeah.
Other
And,
than
I
the,
mean-
the East is a joke. I mean, that helps.
I
and
mean-
who's their toughest non-con game? Georgia Tech. So what are you talking about?
Well, I'm telling you something. We're not going to be some kind of pushover team like we have been. Things are changing. The people in the Twitter comments have loved to bring that up, that Georgia Tech has sucked. But I don't think a lot of people realize how good we're about to be.
Well,
mean-
we weren't a pushover when we played them last year.
Yeah. So freaking, I bet, they were so freaking quiet going into halftime. Of course, they pulled away because, we had tons of issues. But, Brett Key is not a joke. He's not a bad coach. He's not a loser like Jeff Collins. And if they think that it's going to be some kind of easy win every year, then they got another thing coming.
We're going to find out in Atlanta in November.
Yes, sir. I'll be there. I got invited by you remember Bulldog Brian? He showed up that Friday night before the Slob Olympics, but didn't actually come.
Yeah.
He asked if I wanted to go with him to the Georgia Tech game, and I was like, you know what? Me and WreckTalk will probably be doing that anyway. So
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
I know that I want to go to the Georgia Tech game because if I don't go to any other game, just because of what it means for us. Like, I don't want to see a sea of red. I want to put some white and gold in there to kind of combat that. Damn, bud, you all right? Are you coughing up shit? I've been doing that for the past couple weeks. I'm finally getting over it.
Yeah, I've been like
You
this
caught-
since the slobs.
Really? Damn,
I think
dude.
the Georgia YouTubers poisoned me or something.
Oh, they'll make you sick for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just been like at a glance looking at Georgia stuff for content.
Yeah.
Has
But as mad as I'll get, I do want to put some gold in that in that stadium on that day. So I'll probably be there anyway. We'll probably do the tailgating thing. Maybe we should just go ahead and decide that that's the game that we do.
that'd be lit.
Because I know you go to all the games,
The
but
home
my
games.
thing is like I get too mad, and I start to cause a scene at the games. Like
What do you mean?
I start to get mad and carry on like I do here, and you just can't do that in public. So it's probably best that I don't. And plus, a lot of people like to tune into the live streams. So
Yeah.
no,
No, that's fair.
yeah.
One of us there, one of us live streaming.
Yeah. So I would like to go to one maybe an away game like we were talking about Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
We'll still have to see about that. Maybe once it gets a little closer. But
Yeah, I don't think Papa WreckTalk's going to go to that one. He'll go
Yeah.
to Clemson though.
yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to go to Clemson. I'd prefer to go up there a year when we probably have a better chance to beat them. But
So, what do you think? So, we had Jakari Williams and Duke Watson decommit.
yeah, so Duke Watson, I'm more kind of upset about than Jakari Williams, but that was really cool having two kind of 4-stars to kind of lead the way for the class. It was cool. Although the Jakari Williams thing, I was always a little bit skeptical of that because he was highly rated, but he didn't. Something you got to look at is the offers that they get too, and he didn't have offers from the top schools.
Yeah, it was like Cincinnati,
Yeah,
Duke, Virginia
yeah.
Tech.
So that is concerning. You have to look at I think the offers are a much better way to tell of a player's skill level than star ratings. Because the coaches and stuff are actually the ones that are analyzing their play and wanting them. So if we got, if we get a 3-star, that's kind of how I look at 3 stars because we mostly get 3 stars. So the first thing I do when we get a new commitment is go look at what offers they had. And if I'm seeing Bama, all these other schools on there, Tennessee, Miami and all these other schools that are in the top of recruiting, that's the ones I get really excited about. So the Jabari Williams, but Duke Watson, he I think was probably a bit of a bigger loss.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ole Miss told him what kind of NIL deal they had for him because that's where he went last week before he decommitted.
Oh man, I'm so tired of them.
Yeah,
I'm so tired of Ole Miss, dude. And we just don't have the money to like we don't have the NIL support or the money to just do that. And so that lets Ole Miss come in. And for some reason, it's Ole Miss, and they steal every one of our recruits. I'm getting more and more pissed off at them. I'm really hoping we beat them this year.
Me too, man, because they took Jared Ivey, and then they took a defensive back, right?
They took Jared Ivey, they took Zamari Walton, and they took now Akilo Stone.
That's super sus to me, that Stone transfer.
Yeah, because I don't even know how they evaluated him because I hadn't even heard of him before the spring game.
Yeah.
Right?
I hadn't really either. I think he played some downs last year, but
I don't understand.
Much.
I just don't get that. I really don't understand, like, how would another school even evaluate him? Where did he come from? How long has he been here?
Let's see. Akilo Stone.
Either way, I mean, it does suck. We're losing commits. We're losing commits. We're losing players. Kind of sucks. Although we have retained a lot, I'm still super excited on the defensive side of the ball. We still got our big man, Zeke Biggers. We still got, Miles Brooks and CPL. And I'm excited about some of those guys. We got a good thing going on defense still, I think. I think there's going to be a fall off definitely from last year.
Yeah.
But I still think we got a good thing going. And honestly, as far as the recruit thing goes, I think once Brent Key starts winning and proving that, and I think really recruiting will probably ramp up towards the end of the year once we really start showing them something,
Yeah.
And hopefully we freaking can get Coach Choice back in there.
Oh,
and,
man.
He's got 2 running backs drafted in the first round now, so
that might be the thing I'm most pissed at Collins for.
Running him. How do you run him off, dude? Come on.
And Derek Moore, 2 of the most motivating people we had in our program. Yeah. Collins was like,
man, I want Demo back so bad. If you could pick one to come back, which would you pick?
Ooh, probably be Choice.
Choice because it would help more on the field. But dude, it hurts to watch him up there at South Carolina. I'm glad he didn't go somewhere like that I hate. Like if he went to if he went to Georgia, don't even get me started. But even somewhere like North Carolina, I'm glad he went somewhere where we're not we're honestly almost chummy with South Carolina because we both hate Clemson and Georgia, so so I'm all right with them borrowing him from us for a little while. We're gonna need him back here soon. Okay,
we are. I tried to get that trending on Twitter. It didn't work.
I retweeted it. I did my part.
I don't think he saw it, but
I commented that I miss him at Tech and he liked it. So I don't know if that's a big deal of people to like your stuff, but when somebody likes my stuff, I get really excited. So
think it's a big deal if Demo likes it. That's what I think.
Yeah, the man himself. So, and apparently Tashar Choice himself told patients that he'd be back one day. So, I really hope so.
It'd have to be at OC, I would think.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I like his move to have the co-OC thing.
Yeah.
Because, well, for one, we can bring Buster Faulkner in. Two, I think a part of it was to appease Coach Winkie too, because Winkie, I have a feeling, is going to be a hot commodity. If Haynes King and/or Pyron comes out this year and it plays like we think they can, they're going to be Coach Winkie's going to be a really hot name in the quarterback market, and I think some bigger schools are going to be looking at him to steal him away. Schools with more money, but him and Coach Key seem to be friends, which is good. But I think the co-OC move, I think that was to kind of give him sort of a similar promotion, because hey, he might have watched Coach Choice leave and say, if these guys are doing good, you got to promote them. So
no, you've said it before, and I agree with it. Like, he's the one I'm really worried about leaving after this year. If we're successful, which we will be.
It's a good problem to have, but when you're starting out like we are, it hurts to have it does hurt. You can't just, like these big programs that just cycle through coaches and and they all leave. It does hurt if he were to be taken away from us. That would hurt. Hopefully he develops them to a more complete state this year, and they both have a lot of eligibility left. So hopefully they're the caliber of player, after this upcoming year, to where they can be stable. We can bring in a quarterbacks coach after this is assuming that Chris Winkie gets poached.
Yeah.
They can bring in a guy that can sort of be on cruise control with the quarterbacks. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully he gets them to a state to where we'll be all right, because they both have a lot of eligibility left.
Well, I think the other good thing for retaining Winkie is we've got quarterbacks with a lot of eligibility that he might be vested in seeing, them do well and staying.
Right. Oh, speaking of which, this new kid, Aaron Philo, because we didn't even get a day without a 2024 quarterback, right?
Yeah.
We didn't even go a day without one. So,
and by the way, if you guys haven't seen Bryce Coons, he did a short interview with him like the day he announced his commitment.
Yeah.
Go watch that video.
Yes. So now what we were speaking about, as far as the offers go, this Aaron Philo, I mean, it's all I have to go off of. I haven't watched his tape, but to be honest, the tape doesn't really. I mean, you probably watch tape and get more out of it.
I couldn't find much on him on YouTube. I mean,
yeah, but honestly, high school tape to me seems like it wouldn't be the best to go off of, because you just can't. Obviously, it's their highlight reel for one,
right?
And two, it's against competition that. Well, apparently he plays in a lower classification too.
Yeah, and I was talking about
so.
that before. Like, so does Jakari Williams, but Prince is a little bit different. Like, they've got John Rick, I think, that works with those kids at Smart Rick's son. Like, they've got like a kind of a program for developing quarterbacks, particularly there.
Right. So yeah, if you look at his offers, it's not exactly.
Well, he decommitted from Minnesota.
Yeah. The best offers he has on here is Wake Forest, South Carolina, and Duke and UCF. The others are like Indiana, Georgia Southern, Eastern Michigan, UConn, Cincinnati, Arkansas State. So, that's kind of what I look forward to see if I really get really excited about a recruit. Aaron Philo, who knows? Who knows?
Well, his numbers are impressive. Now I know he plays in a.
Oh yeah, he has something like 9,000 yards thrown through the air, something like crazy like that.
Yeah, and before you came on, I was telling the audience like if he has another season like he did last year, he'll break Trevor Lawrence's record for
crazy.
all-time passing yards.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that could get pretty exciting. Although I do think our quarterback situation is in good hands. And I think, honestly, the recruiting will do it for itself because Brent Key, let's face it, probably not as good of a recruiter as Jeff Collins was. I mean, Jeff Collins was good at recruiting. That's about it. Brent Key, I think, probably show it more on the field. And listen, Georgia Tech is a place that kids want to go. It's in the middle of Atlanta. It's a freaking cool spot, especially if we start winning some games.
Yeah.
And listen, drafting freaking players, okay, is very important. Getting players drafted with the bonus of if you don't get drafted, then you have this prestigious degree. That I think is a very tempting place for players to go. Is to Georgia Tech. I think it's somewhere that people want to go, and so I think the wins start coming in. I think that we can. I think our recruiting will increase as well.
Well, I think it's something he'll develop. Like that was really the only things Collins had going for him.
Yeah.
And he was able to land some big recruits like Ja. I think Jeff Sims was a big land, and some other kids. But I also I also think that Jeff Collins was a horrible at evaluating talent.
Well, I mean, the guy took in Pumachan.
He took in Pumachan. He just looked at how many stars a kid had when he was recruited. I mean, remember Clayton? Did he ever record more than like 10 tackles in a season?
Antonius Clayton, never. I don't even think he ever played.
I think
he might have had a few. He might have had a few snaps, but that's about it.
So to me, it's like when a kid like that hits the portal, you got to look at like, well, why is he in the portal? If he was a 5-star, like, why is he not seeing the field? There's something going on.
Yeah, very concerning. So, but they did have a connection, I think, because that was a Dan Mullen team, and I think Jeff Collins recruited that kid at some point for when he was on another staff.
Okay.
But yeah, I was excited when we got him, but
I was too, but
that didn't pan out in the slightest. And speaking of that, as far as talent acquisition or whatever you're saying,
evaluating talent,
last year or the year before, I think it was this past year, there was not a single kid left from the 2020 class on the roster, or from the 2019 class, I think. God, what the hell? Oh my God.
You all right, man?
Oh shit.
What'd you do? You got a hole in your cup?
Yeah, there's a fucking hole in my cup, dude. Damn it, dude. I just poured a root beer. Let me clean this up. Hang on.
All right.
God damn.
Technical difficulties with C-Dog.
Damn.
Man, he got sabotaged. But yeah, like I do think that
Dude.
Jeff was like horrible at evaluating talent, and I think on the other end, that's probably something Brent Key and staff are really good at. And really, like, look, the MO of Georgia Tech football has been getting like the most out of the talent we have. Like, we haven't really been able to land, a bunch of big name 4-star or 5-star recruits. But you look at the teams that we won like ACC titles with, those were a bunch of 3-star kids that played like they were 4- and 5-star kids, honestly.
Damn it.
Back with us?
Yeah, I'm back.
Let's see. Mojo says it really kills me how bad things went. He was a good recruiting coordinator in 07 and did well. And he did well reaching out to alumni. No, he did the marketing and recruiting great.
Yeah.
It's just everything else. Like he's probably an A in that and an F in everything else. It's just not going to work out. And I hate it too. Like am I glad Collins failed? No, not at all. I would have.
Hell no, I was a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
Although looking back, I did ignore some red flags.
like 3 wins in 2 years, and then 3 wins in
Wow.
the third year.
Even before, when he first got hired, I was like, really? Like, we can't do better than this, but
Well, I tell you, the first red flag for me was when he ripped his hand out of Pat Narduzzi's hand like he was starting a lawnmower. I was
yeah.
like, whoa, man. Like, and we come to find out the guy has serious maturity issues.
My first video was defending him for that, which I don't know if you guys know, but I'm actually a huge homer. Like, if there's anything, like, as long as I agree with the coach, I'll literally defend anything that he does. And as long as, something happens at Georgia or something, I'll trash it, whatever. Like, I'm literally just a hater for Georgia and a lover for Georgia Tech. Like, I'll defend anything. So I'm like, yeah, man, he's sticking up for his players. So, like, I'm like a huge homer. So,
Well,
that was the first thing I did. And I'll do it up until the point to where I decide that he needs to be fired, which happened to be a year later. So,
yeah. Well, we were kind of grasping at straws. It's like, anything. I'll take anything.
well, you could see the pieces there,
Mm-hmm.
You could see the pieces of a good team. The recruiting was something to really be excited about. And then sometimes we would have games where, our players would break out and have amazing games. And you're like, where's this been? Why can't we be consistent with this? And then we had a stretch in 2021 where we lost every single game by like 1 score.
Yeah.
I wasn't at that point. Okay, before the Notre Dame and Georgia game, hell, even after that, I didn't want Jeff Collins fired until I saw that everybody had decommitted and all of our players transferred and all of our best coaches started leaving. That's when I decided that it was probably time for Jeff Collins to go, because if he had the players and recruits and coaches believing in his message, then I was going to believe in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he lost the locker room and he lost the recruits.
When he lost the locker room, that's when he lost me. So, but I'm riding with whatever coach we have. It just so happens that I actually wanted Brent Key to be hired. I didn't make a decision on who I wanted to be hired until after the season was over. Is she talking to me?
Something about the garage.
I don't think she's talking to me.
Okay. No, I was actually ready to hire Brent Key before then. Honestly, I guess the Georgia game was the last game of the year, so I guess I was with you. But after the Georgia game, I was like, what more do you need to see?
Yeah, I was impressed with the adversity that he kind of faced. And also, I'm not going to lie, another factor that I looked at too was the available coaches that we were looking to hire. And I didn't like, compared to Brent Key, I didn't like the other ones, like Willie Fritz. I didn't like that.
We caught some crap for that too, didn't we?
Yeah.
I never thought a Tulane person would get pissed off at me, but they sure did.
Look, as far as Tulane goes, we both won in that situation. They got to keep their coach, and we didn't get him, which we didn't want. So that worked out.
Now, I was high. Who was the guy from Coastal Carolina?
Jamie Chadwell.
I wanted him.
I did too.
But in retrospect, I think it worked out because he went to Liberty, which is a little head scratching. You go from Coastal Carolina to Liberty. It seemed like he would have, if he left, he would have gone to a Division I school.
Yeah, that seems like a lateral move, but I feel like he was kind of already so deep in talks with Georgia Tech that he couldn't stay there. I feel like, I don't know, like it'd be weird,
That's
like, it was already known.
Yeah, when you're at your job and you tell people you're taking interviews, you can't really unring that bell.
Right. So maybe it's sort of that situation. Jamie Chadwell, I would have been very happy with, because he would have brought over Grayson McCall and It's just weird how that went down. But I would have been happy with Chadwell or Key, and we got one of the two, so I'm happy with the hire.
What about Dion? Because I kind of feel like
I would have bet you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. Picture how much hype Colorado's getting. Imagine if that was us.
Yeah, it would be
Like, first of all, me and your channels would pop off.
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
our channels would pop off. And I don't know. That would be, I wanted Dion too. So I even forgot about him.
Yeah, we're on opposite ends. I didn't want him.
You didn't?
No, I played part of a parody I did on him. But we'd also have like 81 players transferred out. But look, we'll see how he does at Colorado. If he turns Colorado around, I will make a video saying I was wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to be.
If he turns things around at Colorado, then I would feel bad that we missed the boat.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't think we ever could have got on the boat because he didn't want to come here in the first place.
Oh, and we were also looking at that O'Brien guy.
Oh, I did not want him.
I was like, no.
Hell no. I did not want him. Are you kidding me? Like, he got fired. He's about to get fired from his old place, and we're gonna take him. Like, are you kidding me?
We'll take your sloppy seconds, Alabama.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you gotta be kidding me, dude. I don't want him. So, I'm happy where we wound up with the hire for sure.
Yeah, I think we got the right guy. Like, he wants to be here. I don't think he's going to leave at the first bus out. I'm not saying he wouldn't ever leave, but I mean, he would really have to be offered something big for him to leave Tech.
Right.
And tell me what you think, because I've been saying this. I think Buster Faulkner is the second best offensive coordinator hire in this last cycle, behind Riley.
Behind Garrett Riley?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Well, what other hires are we comparing them to?
Well, let's see who else hired. I don't know.
Alabama hired Tommy Reese. That was a pretty good hire. People are joking on him, but that's just Alabama haters. I think Tommy Reese was a good hire.
It's a good hire. I just think for what he's going to bring to Tech, like, it's hard, like, to take Alabama where they were last year up. I mean, it's national title. For Tech, I mean, he has a lot of room to really. You take a team from a 3-9 or a 5-7 team to a 7 or 8 win team, and you're doing something. And I think a lot of the recruiting is on him. I mean, Aaron Philo is 100% Buster.
Yeah. Oh, that's the third thing I wanted to make a video about. Our fucking over/under win total, dude.
Oh yeah,
you made a video about that, didn't you?
Yeah, Vegas has us 4.5. DraftKings.
What the hell? Why 4.5?
I thought it would be 5 or 5.5.
Why wouldn't it be 5? Do they think we're going to be worse than last year?
Well, that's what I said. Now, also, they want to even out both sides of that bet. And I imagine if they put it at 5 or 5.5, you'd have a lot of people taking the under.
Under.
So they set it at 4.5.
Well, now I'm going to be taking the over. You know what? You may be right, because the public perception, is that we're going to suck this year again. Because people don't pay attention. They don't know what they're talking about, frankly.
Well, I would get it if, like, Brent Key won 2 games as interim.
Yeah.
But he showed up and showed out as interim. So that was what I said in my video. Like, Georgia Tech, to me, is objectively better this year than they were last. If for nothing else, just looking at the staff hires they made. So
hires and the transfers in.
Yeah,
like our receiver room, dude. Holy shit.
Oh, we haven't talked about that.
Don Blaylock.
So I saw rumblings of this, and I know you did too, in Bryce's Discord. Go join Bryce's Discord if you're not. And, you see stuff like that a lot, and a lot of times people are just blowing smoke.
Yeah.
But they were right. And I even said I think we could have one of the better, if not the best, wide receiver rooms in the ACC when it's all
Yeah.
said and done next year.
Absolutely, dude. We stacked up. I am very excited about our receiver room. Really, can you imagine if we saw Leo? God dang.
Man, that's heartbreaking. And
Yeah,
it's
it is.
absolutely heartbreaking. But we've done, I think, went above and beyond to make sure that our
Yeah.
wide receiver room. I mean, that Abdul Janae kid, I think, is going to shake out to be really good for us.
I know you're high on him. He didn't do much in the spring game.
He didn't. He didn't. I mean, it's hard to glean a ton from the spring game. I mean, even if he's not, the kids that did show up, the Boyd kid,
Malik Rutherford.
Malik
You
Rutherford.
had Malik Rutherford's going to be good. Now we got Don Blaylock. You had DJ Moore.
Yep.
DJ Moore was the second best in the spring game.
Yep.
But Malik Rutherford stole the show. But
He it was like, is Nate McCullum back? That's what it felt like when I saw him playing. Just a guy that makes
Right?
plays.
Yeah.
Just makes plays.
yeah. Oh, dude. If we can you imagine still if we had Nate and Leo? God dang. No, but we are looking good at receiver.
Now, I think it's the whole success of our season next year is going to come on the offensive line and defensive line. And probably, like, what are we able to do? Because they're intertwined with tight end.
Pass protection. Well, tight end, I have absolutely no faith in whatsoever. None.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything out of our tight end. I was going to say that we have one of the better wide receiver rooms, probably the worst tight end room.
Yeah.
It's dreadful.
What was the
really
first play to a tight end in the spring game? How did that end up, C-Dog?
Yeah, it was a wide open pass to the end zone by Haynes King, right?
To Jackson Long, and
He freaking dropped it. Yeah, wide open.
We're just like, oh.
Tough. Yeah, that was tough. So I'm not expecting anything. I wish they'd stop trying to force it. Yeah. I guess you got to get out there, get reps, show people that we do play tight ends. But at the same time, like, it's to our detriment. I don't know. They're in a tough position with the tight end spot. I guess you just gotta grind through the awkward phase and try to get them some touches and try to get some players in there.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that we don't have one single one that's like even decent. I guess Dylan Leonard's pretty decent. Decent at best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Decent at best.
Now Vic says if Tech goes 7-5, you can't tell C-Dog nothing. Let me tell you something, Vic. If we go 6-6, you're not going to be able to tell C-Dog nothing. I run tell that.
Honestly, if we go anything less than 6-6, I will be disappointed.
Oh yeah,
like that. That's a failure. That's a failure of the season, in my opinion. Because one of the advantages of hiring Brent Key is the continuity.
Yes.
So we're not expecting. We didn't hire him thinking that we're gonna backslide in the first year. That shouldn't be how this goes. It should be building upon what he was able to do throughout the middle of the season. But from everything I've seen, I think we're good.
CJ says, "What if we go 8-4?" Man, C-Dog might do a 24-hour stream of just trash talk, and I'll tell you how that would happen too. So Georgia's the end of their season is Tennessee Tech, and I'll just assume they go to the SEC championship game. They're going to lose all three of those games, and then we will do a 24-hour live stream of just straight trash in Georgia.
Yes, sir. For sure.
And have you heard about how high they are in Carson Beck? Like, they're saying Carson Beck's going to throw for 4,500 yards and like 31.
Carson Beck sucks, dude. I don't care that he threw a bunch of yards in a freaking spring game where he couldn't be touched. He came out and threw a bunch of interceptions and he sucked last year, dude. You kidding me?
Yeah, I don't get why they're so high.
But I mean, if there's any year for them to have freaking the softest opening schedule, dude,
What is it? UT Martin, Ball State.
Yeah, dude.
Doo-doo
Give me a
Tech.
break. Give me a break.
Yeah, their strength of schedule is garbage.
So Carson Beck does have some time to warm up.
Yeah. Slim Shady Kane says Tech going 4-8, so I'm looking at all those salty Sea Dog tears. I'm looking forward to $150 or $100 coming my way.
Yeah, Slim, that's just not happening. Look, I'm glad you. I hope you enjoyed the past 2 years, past 2 terrible seasons. Really, this past year wasn't terrible. It was unexpectedly more than I thought.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm glad that you enjoyed that, but that's not happening this year. Okay. So hate to burst your bubble. Maybe you'll. I mean, on the bright side, Georgia's going to start sliding. You can go over to Uncle Lou and see him lose his freaking mind. So don't worry. It's just a little bit of a role reversal.
That's right.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll still get your anger. You'll still get your your fill of that.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, both me and Sea Dog have a bet with Slim Shady Canes as far as Georgia Tech's bowl eligibility.
Slim Shady Kane's made the dumbest bet.
Yeah, it was pretty.
To prove some kind of weird point, he took the dumbest bet. So, in order for him to win, two conditions have to happen. Georgia Tech has to not make a bowl, and Miami has to make a bowl. So, if both teams make a bowl, we win. If neither team makes a bowl, we win. If Georgia Tech makes a bowl, Miami doesn't, then we win a lot. Because it'd be funny, too. But there's 4 situations, and we win in 3 of them.
Yeah.
So, extremely dumb of Slim to do that. Don't know what he was thinking, but he'll be parting ways with that money soon.
Slim says GT is barely a Group of 5 level program. Your betting is barely Group of 5 level. But
Dude,
yeah,
that's embarrassing.
I'll take a 25% winning bet. I mean, you get better odds at blackjack at the casino.
Yeah. So, I wish I would have took. I mean, I took the bet with all these people. I wish I would have gone to Vegas and got 4.5 wins because that's a better bet for me. But
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. I'll win anyway. I'll win anyway. I'm looking at. I'm hoping for 7-5 this year. 6-6, I'd be happy with. Anything less, I'd be disappointed. 8-4, I'd be over the moon. And I think that's where we'll fall. I think we'll have 6 to 8 wins. I would bet that for sure. 6 to 8 wins this year.
yeah. So 6 to 8 wins with like either an All ACC or honorable mention quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Now, Sea Dog, we do have the Slob softball game coming up.
And yes, sir, WreckTalk was drafted to Team Fools, baby. So that means this duo right here is going to be freaking whooping Team Raj's ass. And just so happens Team Raj is full of Georgia fans. So this is going to be great.
Yeah, and they're talking mad crap about they won the last 2 years, but they pulled a North Carolina and cheated.
There's
right?
only been one softball game.
Or they won the first one.
Yeah.
But they had like a professional baseball player come out.
They had first of all, they had an extra player on the field at all times than we did.
Well, they can't count to 10 or 11.
And yeah, Raj brought in his cousin who was like a professional athlete and he hit it like a game-winning home run, walk-off home run. So there will be no cheating this year. They are still bringing that guy. It doesn't matter though. We have Mills Vanillis at pitcher, and he was pretty terrible at that. So, or at catcher. So, hopefully, whoever we put there, whether it's WreckTalk or Slim,
I'll play catcher. That's fine.
Will be an acceptable replacement. I'm sure that'll be a huge upgrade.
See, the thing is that baseball does take some intelligence to play, knowing where to go. And Raj was like trash talking me during that stream, and he said something like WreckTalk goes and buys dip, but he spelled it like BYE. And I was like, hey, when you're purchasing something, it's not buy in sync. It's BUI. He's like, oh, okay, Mr. Smart guy here.
That is funny, man. Raj, what a character.
There's not another.
He's
like
gonna
him.
be he's gonna be so his ass is gonna be sore after we freaking put the hurt on him. This softball game, I'm telling you that.
It's gonna be
So-
like 50-0, probably.
If you're a Georgia Tech fan, you need to be cheering for Team Bulls, baby, because it's got your boys on there, and Team Raj is full of Georgia fans. So fuck them.
Pretty much. Oh, and Fools is in here. Hashtag Team
Team
Fools
Fools
rules.
rules, baby.
That's hard to say. Team
Team
Fools
Fools
rules.
rules. That's right.
Is there any other tech news? I know they're doing slob gambling, but I hate gambling. And
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make that. I'm just so busy lately.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there any other tech news?
Tech news. I think we about covered it all. What do you think about? We kind of touched on it, but what do you think about Don Blaylock? You think he has potential to be the guy? Or
I
you
think he's very similar to Haynes King, and a guy that hasn't lived up to his talent.
got injured. Yeah.
Had injury issues, but the ceiling is high.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he was like a top 10 wide receiver in his class.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, those injuries are tough to come back from. So hopefully they're both able to do that, and they make some kind of insane duo. I don't know.
well, and you know
Or I guess Byron's going to be the starting quarterback, but
you know what else I like about Don Blaylock? He got his degree.
he sure did.
Sounds like a tech.
His loyalty. I mean, his loyalty is kind of clear where they lie, but
Well, he got his degree, and he's like, "This thing ain't worth shit. I need to go." to tech."
yeah, better go somewhere where I don't know. They just hand him out there, but I mean, I guess what does that tell you about Stetson? They freaking hand him out up there, and he can't even get one.
That's what I would be embarrassed, man. Like, God Almighty.
Yeah, that's bad. Mojo says he has no faith at all in Blaylock. Why? Is it because of the injuries, or you just think he's no good? I mean, he had some production for Georgia.
I think he had like 450 yards last
Yeah,
year.
he
like,
had some
a few
production.
touchdowns.
I mean, hang on. Let me pull this up because 450 yards for Georgia Tech is good. Would be really good.
Well, and I mean, Georgia targeted Bowers most of the time, so and Ladd McConkey.
Yeah. So Nate McCollum had the most receptions at 655. So that's kind of where we're at. The second best this past year was Malachi Carter with 342.
Who, by the way, just got picked up by the Bengals.
Yeah. Stoked on that. So if we, if we were able to get some sort of similar production out of him here, that would be really good.
It would be.
Mm-hmm.
All I know, man, is I'm like, how many days until the season, man? Like, this is killing me. I need some football in my life.
I don't know. I was not excited at all going into this past season, but this year, man, I am stoked. I've had several dreams about the season starting up too in this off season. I've had like 3 different dreams about the Louisville game, and I think we've lost every time. I think we might have won one time.
We won under Collins. That was when we hit that little dump off to Ja, and he went super.
He hurdled the dude. Yeah. They're going to be tough. I mean, Jeff Brom's no joke of a coach. It is his first year there, and Louisville has one of the. They rank among the top in the country of teams that had players enter the transfer portal. They had 30 something in there.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yes. So I saw a graphic. Of course, it was, Dion at the top with 56 or whatever he had. But Louisville was like 5th or something on that list. They were tied with some other team at like 36 players in the portal.
Well, that's got to hurt, I would think.
Yeah, and Malik Cunningham, their star quarterback, he carried them last year. whenever they won, it was because of him. So
Oh, by the way, I think it might have been Sports Illustrated gave a score prediction for the Louisville Tech game. Do you see what they predicted?
yeah, it was like 40 something to
Like
20
42
or
to
something?
20 or something.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I don't know about that. But people are talking about Louisville as some kind of dark horse. Maybe they know something I don't.
Yeah, but they're going to just blow us off the field. I don't
Yeah,
know about
that's
that.
ridiculous.
What's that
That's
based on?
ridiculous. I don't know. I could see our offense struggling to get going, but I don't think our defense would give up 42 just right off the bat. And
No.
I don't know, that would be some kind of amazing turnaround for them to come in and in game one, Jeff Brom just goes off like that. I don't know about that. In the
No.
first week of the season, a lot of teams are. It's a lot of defensive games. You know what I mean? So a shootout like that is kind of something you see, a little later into the season, not the first game.
Right.
That seems crazy to me.
I do
That
see
seems crazy.
We're talking to 2024 offensive lineman Khalil House, who wants to major in cybersecurity. I don't see his rating. I don't know. Suffice to say, I don't know. Like, have you seen us make like the top 10 for this many like highly rated kids? It's been a while.
No, yeah. Sorry, I was looking at these stats, and Zach Gibson had negative 14 rushing yards last year, and David Shanahan had negative 13.
He had that many?
Yeah. And David Shanahan, they're bringing up the rear there. That is funny.
It's like when Chris Long coached Zach Gibson. He's like, all right, when you get the snap, I want you to not move ever. I don't care if there's a 350-pound man about to tackle you. You just stand there, okay?
I literally was at the game, and he was right in front of me, and he went into the fetal position as like these guys were coming down. He literally went into the fetal position. I was watching it. I was like, "Oh my god, dude!"
Like Waterboy. Who did?
Yeah,
Who did?
Yeah. It was. Oh my god, that was the worst football game I've ever seen, ever.
Like when he came in versus Miami, and I looked at my dad. I'm like, all right, it's going to be different this time. And he threw a pick right off the bat.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. He's only good enough to beat trash teams like North Carolina, not Miami. So
I'm trying to think if there's anything more embarrassing than that.
Especially after, So, yeah, that is just pitiful. But anyway, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I don't remember. When will WreckTalk do a 24-hour live stream to celebrate 1,000 subs?
Oh, yeah. Congrats on that, by the way. Freaking huge milestone, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. It surprised me. I didn't think I'd hit that until we were, like, in the preseason. But, yeah, it's a big deal. Now, I don't think anyone wants to hear me talk for 24 hours. And I've almost hacked up a lung just now. I don't even think I can make it through 24 hours.
Yeah, man. 24 hours could be fun. Those streams can get crazy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. A few people have done them. I know Pete did one last year. I think Lou did too.
24 hours? What did they do for 24 hours?
They had people on, and they just, I don't know. They just had people on, and they had like segments where they had it like planned out, So they would do stuff like, I don't know, just talk to the comment section. They would have blocks where they would play games. I think they did Jeopardy at some point.
Okay.
I think Pete started his during the season because he hit 5,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And so he had a bunch of games that he could watch. So,
all right. Well, maybe I can do that.
Yeah. That Jeopardy was pretty cool the other night. I hate that I missed it.
Yeah, I had one of the questions was messed up, but yeah, I think it was like what do we say after the Budweiser song? But it's not.
I was
totally
confused
wrong.
with that too. Yeah, I was confused with that too.
Well, that's what people get for trusting me to know anything. I just type things.
Yeah.
Well, C-Dog, do you have anything coming up? I know you talked about some videos you want to put
Yeah,
out.
I gotta make some videos, but that's about it. I don't know. I don't do a lot of streams or anything.
Yeah. And then, obviously, if you guys don't watch the ACC show, you need to be watching the ACC show Tuesday nights at 7. C-Dog is on there every week. I'm on there from time to time. It's tough for me to get on there at 7.
Mm-hmm. The ACC show is a lot of fun, and a lot of the time I'm on there arguing with the North Carolina fan, which is easy because we've whooped their ass for 2 years in a row, about to be 3. And dude, like, I can't imagine how it is for these people that come on YouTube and their teams are at the top of the totem pole and win all these games. Like, it must be so easy to trash talk because I've just let him have it. And all we've done is beat him twice in a row. But it just makes it so easy on me when my Yellow Jackets don't go 3-9 and lose to a bunch of shitty teams and embarrass themselves every year. If they just give me a little something to work with, just win some games, I can take that and then I can use that to trash talk. That's all I need from my Yellow Jackets,
That was one of the greatest quotes of all time. You can never unlose to Jeff Collins. That is a stain on that program that cannot be washed out. It makes me think, is it Hamlet? All the water and all the oceans can't wash this blood from these hands or something like that. Anyways, I'm not a poet, but suffice to say, yeah, North Carolina, I don't even know why they try to argue with you. I mean, what is there to argue? That they suck?
I don't know. The North Carolina, his name's Luke. He just comes on every freaking week and just comes back for more and more punishment.
You know what I expected him to say? Just wait till we cheat harder. Then you'll see that we can beat you.
Yeah. I wish we would cheat or do something. I wish we'd just be good. I don't know.
Well, they weren't even good when they were cheating. They hadn't won the ACC in football since 1980.
Right. So, they are pathetic.
Wrecker, it's time for your wrestling video. It will come out next week, and it will be glorious.
Is that you officiating the
midget wrestling? Yeah. Where
that's awesome.
I
dude.
started stomping like Scott Hall used to do, and then about knocked them over because they're little. They were really pissed, and they said something to me after that match.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, man, what were you thinking? I was like, I'm getting my money's worth. They came here to see me, baby.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
True Seminole saying that like FSU is going to take the ACC next year. What do you think about that?
I would agree with him if Clemson didn't hire Garrett Riley. But I'm thinking Clemson might be contending for a national championship next year. So,
well, I'd be okay with an ACC team winning it. That'd be good.
Yeah, I don't hate Clemson that much. I'd really, really like to beat them. Yeah. But as far as teams that I just hate a few more ACC teams than them. So
yeah. And, the only thing with Clemson that I it's not even a hate thing. It's just some things Dabo says are head scratching and or hilarious to me.
Yeah, I like Dabo. I think he's great. Dabo's awesome. I'm hoping that Brent Key could be our Dabo. Yabba dabba doo. Well, he was an interim,
He was.
Hopefully it works out for us like it did them.
Did you see that fight at the Georgia Tech Clemson game last year?
A
C
fight?
Dog 18. What are you talking about? I don't remember a fight.
I don't either.
Between who? It wasn't on the field.
No, I don't. I don't remember that. I remember like 2021 when we gave him that scare in Death Valley. We had a player like literally like push down another player that was trying to get up, and like such a critical moment, and we got a stupid penalty off of that. That made me so mad.
I don't remember that. He says it was in the crowd. Well, I mean, I was there, so I don't guess it was around me. I remember when Georgia played Oregon, 2 Georgia fans fought each other. I don't know what about, but they're like, we didn't beat Oregon enough. We need to beat each other, I guess.
That is so funny, dude. So funny.
But anyways, well, I think we've about covered everything, man.
Yeah. A pretty eventful past couple weeks for the off season.
Yeah, this has probably been like the most fun off season as a Tech fan in a long time.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah, it's cool now that we run the offense that we do, that we can be in the running for some of these transfers and recruits from other schools. That we just weren't before.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all right, guys. I guess we'll end the show. Always love having C-Dog on the Georgia Tech live show. Next week, or not next week, 2 weeks from now, it'll be on C-Dog's channel. Next week will be the WreckTalk live show. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all have a great night. I got to remember how to end the stream.